Let's talk my favorite supplements for fertility and preconception care. Hi, I'm Dr. Samantha. I'm a naturopathic doctor that specializes in hormone health and fertility care, and today we're going to talk about my favorite supplements for fertility. So before we jump in with all of the specifics on the supplement, I like to first start out by saying any supplements that I'm recommending, I always encourage you going to your practitioner and talking to them about the supplements that you're thinking about getting on. We're talking about supplements that are right for you. When picking supplements, specifically the ones that I'm about to introduce to you, but also ones that are specific to you, there are many different factors that I'm considering. So when it comes to the general supplements that I'm going to be sharing today, it's usually dependent on, what's going on in our world. So one, I feel like a lot of people talk about, taking a prenatal or a micronutrient or beef liver or something like that. They usually are like, why do we need that? We should be able to get all our nutrients from our food, yada, yada. Long story short, our food is not nutrient dense as it used to be, and we have to eat a lot more of it to get the same amounts that we used to. So taking a prenatal or a multivitamin, or if you're part of the beef liver crowd, which is totally fine. Normally we need to do that now to get a decent amount of micronutrients, unless you're really keeping track of everything that you're eating and making sure that your food is micronutrient dense. On top of it, our environment has changed greatly, right? So nowadays there are just more toxins around us than ever before in all the products we use. Even just if we walk outside, to be honest, there's just so much that we are exposed to on a daily basis. Our body can generally process it. Sometimes when it's exposed to certain things, it's going to have a bigger reaction or cause more symptoms than others. Everyone also has their own threshold. Ultimately, our liver does a great job of detoxifying. Usually I recommend supporting the liver if I do see it is struggling. But other than that, on a day-to-day basis, environmental toxins might not have that big of an effect on us. However, on a microscopic level, it does, right? Environmental toxins definitely impact hormonal levels. It definitely impacts egg quality and sperm quality and inflammation. So things that we can't necessarily see, it's still impacting. So that's going to be an important factor when picking out specific supplements. Other things that I use, obviously not for the supplements within this video, but will be, genetic markers. So for instance, if you have an issue with MTHFR, clotting disorders, so on, and then also your specific physiology. So what's going on in your system? What do your hormone levels come back as? What do your micronutrient levels come back as? Things like that. So getting really, really specific with your actual person, your actual individual self is going to be really essential. So at the end of the day, the beginning factors that I was listing, those are going to be kind of the general supplements that I'm about to talk about in a second. And then when I just discussed about, genetics and your specific physiology, those are going to be addressed if you go work with an actual functional practitioner, naturopath, and so on. So things to think about. Like I said, and I'll probably say in every video, I always encourage that you go check to make sure that these supplements are right for you, and to also get your specific supplement regimen, because things that you're doing or supplements that you've heard could be good for fertility might not be good for your specific case, and you might actually be wasting money, and you could buy something that helps you more specifically. The supplements listed here are pretty much safe for everyone, but again, I'm always going to put that disclaimer that you do reach out and ask a practitioner if these are okay for you to take. So without further ado, let's get started. The first one's obviously going to be a prenatal vitamin for women and a multivitamin for men. I actually have all my favorites linked below in the description, and you get 15% off. So if you're wondering which ones to take, all my favorites are there. I really love a few different brands, like I said, so I did link those. They all have different recs. Some are going to have iron, some will not, some will have B vitamins, some will not. I actually listed a few of different ones that include different micronutrients. So for instance, if you have too much iron, maybe don't take the one with iron. If you have not enough iron, the one with iron is going to be great for you. So just kind of do a little research on that end. Ultimately, prenatals can be really difficult for people to choose. I will say there are specific amounts of things that I like in each prenatal, and it's why I do vet them, and that's why I added the favorites to that list. And the next one is going to be a fish oil. Why fish oil? It's really important to get omega-3 fatty acids into your system. It's helpful for anti-inflammatory. It helps remove toxins from the body. It's going to be good for egg and sperm quality. They help develop sexual hormones, and it's really good for baby's brain development. And honestly, so many more things. A lot of people just look at an omega and they think they're all the same. They're absolutely not. There's two really powerful constituents that we definitely need to look for: EPA and DHA. DHA, not to be confused with DHEA, which I made a video about, which is actually a hormone. So make sure you don't confuse those two. But those are going to be really important. I usually recommend about 2,000 milligrams. And again, I've linked my favorite one down below. The next supplement is going to be CoQ10. I know this one's talked about a lot in the fertility world. It's a really great, powerful antioxidant, which is really helpful for our mitochondria. If you watched any other millions of the fertility videos out there, mitochondria is really important for basically everything in our system. It provides our cells with energy and basically just keeps the whole show running. So it's going to be really important. CoQ10 also is helpful for sperm and egg quality because it does address that mitochondria. Mitochondria also has a relationship to aging, and we want to keep our mitochondria good and young because that's going to keep us healthy and young. So there's a lot to that, but long story short, CoQ10 is a really great supplement. I'm usually recommending 200 milligrams 3 times a day, which most people aren't taking that amount, so they're not taking enough. So again, my favorite's going to be linked below. Another one is going to be vitamin D. A lot of prenatals do have vitamin D in it. Most people are low on this, so I do recommend taking an additional 1,000 to 3,000 IUs, but obviously I'm always going to recommend getting labs done to see where your vitamin D is actually at and if you really need the extra amount or not. With that being said, like I said, usually taking an extra 1,000 IUs is necessary and can be really helpful for many processes in the body, but for those who experience fatigue, it might be a lifesaver. And last but not least, a probiotic. So gut health, I believe, is so important, like so important for fertility, and I just feel like it's so underrated. Now, here's the thing. The probiotic might not be the end-all be-all. You might have to do some gut health testing, and we might stop the probiotic and then start it again, but for majority of people, we're not having a diverse microbiome, so a probiotic can be helpful for most people. All these supplements that I listed can be used for men and women, and I highly recommend using them for both. Like I said, instead of a prenatal for guys, there's a multivitamin that, again, I linked below, so I'd highly recommend checking those out. If you have any questions based off this video, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We come out with a new video every single Friday, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and learned something new. Thank you for being here today, and have a beautiful rest of your day.